Today we're loading up some of my favorite 45 Colt rounds to shoot in my Ruger Blackhawk Bisley, and that's coming up next here on Jesse B Outdoors Reloading. Welcome back, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. So today's video, we are going to make 50 rounds up of my favorite 45 Colt to shoot in my Ruger Blackhawk Bisley, and we're going to do them here on the Dillon 550C. This is going to be the first time I'm loading these up on the Dillon, so let's go ahead and bring that camera in, and I'll show you the components we're going to use today. For today's components, we are going to be using Alliant Unique. This is my favorite powder for 45 Colt. Too bad it's getting hard to find, and I only got about a half a can of this left. But what we're using is 8.5 grains of this. Use your own load data and do your own load testing and see what works in your gun. That is my disclaimer. 8.5 grains of this we're going to be using. Then primers we're going to be using today are going to be CCI large pistol primers. The bullet we're going to be using today is going to be the Lee 452 225 round flat nose bullet. This is the one I casted and powder coated. I had somebody ask me about this gray powder coat. This is something that John's Hand Loading sent out to the channel a while ago. I like using it on my revolver bullets. That's what it is. I have no clue what it is. It's something he came across, but that's the powder coat on there. And then for brass, we are just using mixed range brass here for that. So let's go ahead and get loading up these rounds. Alright, we're going to start off like we normally do. We are going to do one round for the new people so they know what's going on here. New reloaders like seeing how this is, and I like explaining it in all my videos because I like to try to help new reloaders out whenever I can. So the first station we got here, we're going to pull down on the handle. We are going to size and deprime this piece of brass. And then when we bring this back up here, we're going to push it forward, and that's going to seat a primer in there. There you guys can see my lighting ain't that good today. Usually I do my videos at night and the lighting's a little bit better at night, believe it or not. So this next station here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my locator pin out, and I'm going to zero out my case here to make sure our powder charge is right. So what we're going to do, I get bad on explaining this one. We're going to drop powder and expand the case here. You cannot put a bullet in at all if it's not expanded. So we're going to put this in here, run it up here. This is going to drop the powder down into it and expand the case mouth to put that bullet in. I'm going to check the powder charge here real quick. And we are dead on at what I wanted. And now I'm going to demonstrate for you guys. That bullet will now sit down in that case for us to seat it. So what I'm going to do is put it back in here, and we're going to move it to the bullet seating and crimp die. Put my locator pin back in here. Now this one is going to seat and crimp the bullet, but I got the crimping part not working on it, just seating it. So that's all we're going to do. We're going to crimp on the last step. So we're going to go up and seat this bullet. Then we're going to go to the Lee factory crimp die on the last station here, and we are going to crimp the bullet. Now we're going to run this off here, and that is our first completed round on the Dillon 550C of my favorite 45 Colt load to shoot in my Ruger Blackhawk Bisley. Now let's go ahead and run all these now. So once again, we are going to size to prime, come back down and prime. We're going to load a shell. Now we are dropping powder and expanding the case mouth, sizing the brass and depriming it in the first station. Move it over. Now we got to put a piece of brass in here. Put a bullet on. So now we are... Ooh, I can see the base of that one's messed up. I'll have to throw that one back in the pot and remelt it. So now we're going to put the bullet on. So we're going to seat the bullet. Station 2, we are expanding and dropping powder. Station 1, we are sizing and depriming, pushing forward to prime. Now we're going to get every station loaded up here. So we got to put our piece of brass in and put our bullet on. So now we are crimping in the last station, seating the bullet in the third station, expanding and powder drop in the second, and in the first one we are depriming and sizing. Now we are in full progressive mode, and we are going to load up 50 rounds of these. So, as you know, if you follow the channel, I like talking while I reload. And in case you guys don't know, this video will probably come out before the other one. This is only the second time I've loaded 45 Colt on a progressive press. The first time around, you'll probably see after this, I did a loading and shooting video where I made up some rounds for my Cimarron Pistolier. It was just a light 45 Colt load. So that one was the first time I did it. And I figured when I got done doing that video, since I had everything out, I was like, let's grab the unique powder and do some for the Ruger Blackhawk Bisley so it don't feel lonely. Now, to tell you the setup I got on here, I got a bad habit of not telling you guys about the dies I got on here. The dies I got on here today in the first station for sizing and depriming, I've got an RCBS die. Now on the second station, I have a Lee powder through expanding die with a Lee auto disc powder measurer. I don't have all my powder dies for the Dillon powder measurer yet. I need 5 of them. So that's going to cost a chunk of change at 21 beans a piece on those. So I'm using what I have. So we're using the Lee powder through expanding die. Now my Lee auto drum does not meter a lot of shotgun powder is good, which unique is basically a shotgun powder, but everybody uses it and everything. The auto drum does not meter that, or clay's good. And since I did clays in the light loads before this video and I had the disc out, I decided to get another disc out and see if it would meter the unique in the charge I needed. And it did, and it did it good. It was throwing nice and consistent. And you gotta love it when it does it nice and consistent. I gotta move up here to see my powder charge a little better. But usually to throw unique and clays, I gotta get my Lyman brass smith out and do that off press. Or I could still put the funnel in the powder through die and do it that way, but I don't want to do it that way. I want it running like a progressive. So hopefully when I do get the Dillon dies, the Dillon powder measurer will meter unique, because like I said, it's my favorite 45 Colt powder, even though it's getting hard to find now. So that's the setup I'm using now. And then I'm using an RCBS seating and crimp die. And on the RCBS seating and crimp die, I've only got it seating. And then in the last station, we got a Lee factory crimp die, and I got that crimping. So that's everything I am using on that. And like I said, usually when I do revolver rounds, I like making them up in 50 rounds. So that's what we're doing today. Usually when I shoot my videos with revolvers, usually I only shoot 25 rounds. But if my brother or my buddies are over and I'm shooting revolvers, usually I shoot 50 rounds. And what I do is, in case you guys don't know, is I put all my rounds in Ziploc baggies. And I usually do revolver rounds in 50 in a bag. That way if I grab a bag, I know how many's in there. And I do my semi-auto rounds excluding 10mm and 45 ACP. Usually I do those in 100 rounds. 10mm and 45 ACP because they're bigger bullets. Usually I only shoot those 50 per video, so I put 50 per bag on those. That way I can just grab a bag of them, and then I know, hey, I got no issues here. There's 50 in there, and that's how many I need for a video. And that's how I do my little setup there. So what I want to do is I want to, ooh, this one's hard to size. Get that out of there. That might have been in one of those spicy rounds I shot. What I want to do here after this one, I want to do a powder check again just to make sure, because like I said, this is the first time I'm running unique through this powder measurer. And I do not want to get too far ahead of myself and have a bunch of bullets to pull if it ain't dropping right. So we're going to pull the locating pin out here. I got the tab on these now to make it easier to do that. Zero out my scale here. Put it back in, get our powder charge. I'm going to take this one out here. Did I prime that one already? No, I didn't, so we're good on that. We'll go up and get our charge. We're going to seat our primer on there. Check our powder charge real quick. And it is still dead on. Put our locator pin back in. And we are still ready to rock and roll on these. So, what's your guys' favorite 45 Colt to shoot? I got the Ruger Blackhawk Bisley and the Cimarron Pistolier. I like the Cimarron Pistolier because it's actually a replica of a cowboy gun. But I actually like shooting the Ruger Blackhawk Bisley better. The Bisley grip is more comfortable. Plus it's got a longer barrel, so it gets more velocity. And it's built a lot stronger, so I like the fact that I could shoot some spicy rounds in it. Love the spicy rounds. This one ain't too bad of a load. I've shot them on my main channel before. I definitely would not want to shoot these in the Cimarron. I don't know if it would be more or too much for the gun or too much for me in that gun. Because it's lighter than the Ruger Blackhawk. And these are, you know, they're no joke. These are no slouch. You'll see if you go to my main channel and watch a video where I'm shooting these. These smack the crap out of the steel targets pretty well. And that's what I like about these. You know, when I shoot 45, I don't care if it's Colt, ACP. If I shoot 45, unless I'm shooting my Cimarron, I want to smack the crap out of that steel. That's what I like. I like seeing that ring like it never rung before, shake like it never shook before. To me, that's what these big caliber rounds are for. I like these so much that after I get done buying some more stuff I need for reloading, I'm going to start saving up for a 44 Magnum because I do not have a 44 Magnum. And I really want to get one of those because I think that would be fun to reload for too. And I can tell you right now, I just got me a double charge. So we are going to stop right there. Pour that powder out. I'm going to take this out here. And we're going to leave that out. And I'm going to be right back. I'm going to check my spent primers to make sure I don't have a good primer in there. Which I do see I got one there. Got a little bit off from talking. But that's a great thing about this press. So I'm going to fish that primer out here real quick and be right back. Alright, now that's the one thing I like about the Dillon, because I can stop all that. I just dropped the primer back into the primer cup there. So double check here. We've got our powder station emptied again. This one had a primer in it. So I'm going to leave this one out to powder this one. And this is where I love this press. Is the stations don't advance. So because they don't advance, I don't have to clear the whole thing off when I mess up. But that's the perfect example why I wanted this press. Because sometimes we get a habit of talking to you guys and lose track of what we're doing. And I did right there on that one. And as you guys know, I don't edit anything out that's bad because I want people to see and learn. And that also includes me screwing up. So I noticed right away that was a double charge. And stop the process. And fix the issue with no problem. The reason why I like this, now if I had my lead loadmaster, as I said, I would have had to clear everything off here. But we already got a bunch of rounds made up here. Doing it this way. Let's go ahead and switch the camera angle. Alright. I like giving you guys different angles to look at here. This one, I think the angle looks cool. But it actually interferes with my reloading because I'm reaching around the camera. But that's alright. I can still get to everything. I love giving you guys different angles to look at and don't get bored with one. Plus on this one, you don't have to see my arm keep getting in the way. So we'll do these for a few. So yeah, I love smacking the crap out of steel with these. I still got some 300 grainers that I got to get loaded up that CW sent out to the channel. I loaded some up with HP 38, but those were just more like a plinking load. I'm going to load the next ones up with unique. Actually, since I got the unique powder out, that'll probably be the next video I'll do if I can find a disc with the powder charge I want. And we will make some spicy 300 grainers up for the Ruger Blackhawk. That way we can have some fun with that. Those 300 grainers should really smack the crap out of the steel plates. One I want to shoot them at. If you guys haven't seen, or if you do follow my main channel or seen some of my shooting videos on here, what little I do have on here right now, I have an MGM Targets popper, and I absolutely love shooting that popper. I have a Gopher that's a popper. That one is from a different company, and it just don't have the movement that the MGM Targets ones has. And I just absolutely love that thing. It is awesome the way it just flings backwards and comes back forward. They got the spring tension on it set up perfect. Ooh, we changed the camera angle. And we don't have that many primers left. That's a good problem to have, though. That means we're having fun doing this. But yeah, I love shooting that popper. So now what I'm going to do is every time I go up, I'm going to watch me kill a piece of brass. Look at that. I got it in there crooked. I just killed a piece of 45 Colt brass. I don't have a good supply of these, so I need to watch that. Make sure I get this in there good. Make sure I don't think I dropped any powder here. Nope, get it down in the light where I can see. No powder. So we're good to go. But yeah, I love those targets. I already lost track where I was. Oh yeah, I got to watch that bottom primer slide to make sure to know when I run out of primers. So when I get down to the end like this, I just slow down and I watch that arm come back out and make sure there's a primer on it. Because nothing sucks more than to go and drop powder, not have a primer in, mostly some of the large pistol primers because the hole's bigger and to leak your powder out everywhere. Don't ask me how I know, but it sucks. Alright, looks like we still got a primer. But I'm going to guess this next one will probably be out. Let's take a look here. Nope, we still got a primer. Usually, I think, from what I could tell, you got 3 to 4 when the buzzer goes off. So we definitely should be running out of those here real quick. And yep, looks like we are out on that one. I'm going to pull this piece of brass out. Go down to make sure. We are empty, so we will run this out. And man, I am kind of getting used to this press now. So these rounds are going quick. You gotta love that. Let's go back up on top here. So I hope you guys enjoyed making up my first 45 Colt rounds that I enjoy shooting here in my Ruger Blackhawk Bisley. Like I said, my favorite round right here. Don't copy my recipe, work up your own loads and make sure they're going to work for you. But I know these work beautiful in my Ruger Blackhawk Bisley. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video where I just bring you along, make up some rounds on the press, some of my favorite loads and everything. So as always, don't forget to check the links out down below. Down there I have links to Axel Hearing Protection, Gators Eyewear, and a bunch of other companies I like dealing with. Some of them got discount codes to save you guys money. Some are affiliate accounts that do help out the channel. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below. We are one nation under God. And I'll see you all on the next one.